What is up, YouTube? Man-to-Man football here. After a long break, I am back. Had a coding boot camp to get through, all those type of things. Anyway, back on the YouTube front, talking fantasy football. Let's jump right into this today. Let's go ahead and kick it right off with the man everybody wants to talk about, with the 106 Trey Sermon, 49ers rookie running back. Love the situation of the rookie running backs. I think he landed in the best situation with the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan. You look at the offensive line, the run game, the run scheme, George Kittle, a glorified offensive lineman himself. When this team is healthy, they're really good. Hopefully for the 49ers this year, they can stay healthy. Regardless of who the starting quarterback is, whether it's Jimmy or Lance, the quarterback play will be better than where it was last year with, the injuries to Jimmy and, Beathard stepping in and those type of things. Regardless of who the starting quarterback is, it will be better. That only is a plus for the run game. If Trey Lance is the starter, he brings that triple option, that read option, that RPO creativity that Kyle Shanahan can employ. I think, in my opinion, it's kind of like in Baltimore where, so many eyes are focused on Lamar Jackson. I think that helps J.K. Dobbins. I think that could be a similar situation for any of the running backs for the 49ers, especially if Trey Sermon is the starter. The more eyes in the box that are having to look at Lance, the better for him and the better opportunities that he'll have. And then let's talk about Trey Sermon, the individual. I think there is a trait that all elite backs have. You look at guys like Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara. Contact balance is something that is very important for those guys. I think Trey Sermon, the bigger body that he has, the 220, 225 pound frame, the contact balance, being able to shrug off arm tackles. The line may not be blocked perfectly, but he's going to be able to stay on his feet, get through there. I think he possesses that elite trait that has me very excited. Again, to the size that Trey Sermon in, he is a bigger back. I think when you add together his skill set, his size, and his traits, I think you're looking at a guy who could be a 20, 25 carry a game type of back. Assuming that is the route that Kyle Shanahan wants to go. Obviously, they've had the committee and carousel running backs for a long time. Kyle Shanahan, normally will take an undrafted guy, sign a free agent, mix him around as he pleases, whoever has the hot hand. I think there's a lot to be said for the fact that Kyle Shanahan traded up to take Trey Sermon. So obviously me and anybody who's drafted Trey Sermon hopes that Kyle Shanahan has identified something that he likes, a perfect scheme fit here, and is going to ride Trey Sermon. And then Trey Sermon is definitely a plus in the receiving game, especially his days at Oklahoma. Didn't see it as much as at Ohio State, but Oklahoma, he made some really nice catches out of the backfield, really nice plays down the field. The reports from camp are that Trey Sermon is by far the best receiving back on the roster. You kind of just add that to the mix of skill sets, regardless of what league, fantasy football format, full PPR, half PPR. You love when these running backs can catch the passes out of the backfield, give you some extra points there. Hard to project these rookie roles coming in sometimes, but again, I think when you look at Trey Sermon from the situation to the skill sets, I think you're looking at a 3-down back who could play a lot, who could have a great year. And jumping right into the next pick, Terence Marshall Jr., the rookie for the Panthers, looks good wearing 88. Not going to lie here, Rondale Moore was the guy that I was eyeing here with the second pick with the 206. He was taken right before me, so the Terence Marshall pick was, kind of who was the best available of the rookie wide receivers. I was not as high on Terence Marshall as some. After talking to a couple of my league mates, I feel much better about Terence Marshall. I understand the situation. He gets to reunite with his offensive coordinator at LSU, Joe Brady. When they won a national championship, Joe Burrow won the Heisman. Joe Brady was his offensive coordinator. So Terence Marshall coming in, ahead of the game as far as understanding the offense, understanding the scheme already. Early reports from camp are that he is playing in the slot, which is not what I expected. I expected him to be an outside wide receiver. I don't dislike that he's a slot guy. That's totally fine. I am higher on Sam Darnold than a lot of other people. I think Sam Darnold had just about nothing around him, nothing that went right when he was a Jet. Hopefully joining the Panthers will be a good thing for him. And if you look at how much he relied and used Jamison Crowder, I'm hoping, Terence Marshall, the idea there is that he will get a lot of the same volume and same slot work that Jamison Crowder got. So with an offense that last year was already explosive, I think Joe Brady brings one of the best offensive schemes in the league. They had Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback. They had a lot of other issues other than the offense. I think Sam Darnold is a plus. You add another dynamic to the receiver to the mix. CMC's back and healthy. I think there's potential for Terence Marshall to have a great season. And from a dynasty perspective, I hope Terence Marshall's really good for the Panthers for a long time. We'll move through the rest of these a little quicker because these aren't 3 through 5 aren't rookies. With my 3rd round pick, I did take Matthew Stafford. I'm very, very excited for Matthew Stafford and the Rams going forward this year. If you understand anything about the Sean McVay system and how he was basically diagnosing defenses before the snap for Jared Goff was basically just out there kind of being a point guard, delivering the football wherever Sean McVay wanted it. And then if Sean McVay didn't see it open pre-snap, he would tell Jared Goff to change the play. Basically had to guide Jared Goff through the process. You remove Jared Goff from that, you send him to the Lions, you insert Matthew Stafford, a guy who's had very little help around him, whether it's coaching staff or talent, for the Lions. He's still been very productive. He's respectable. He's a leader. He's a warrior. He's gone out there, done it all. He's been injured. This is far and away the best situation Stafford's ever been in as far as offensive talent around him, the defense on the other side, the coaching staff, the scheme, all of that. This is the best situation Stafford's ever been in. I am truly expecting an MVP caliber season and performance from Matthew Stafford. 4th round, I grabbed a kicker, Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts. Had a good year. It's kind of funny, projecting kickers. Carson Wentz has gotten hurt. They've had a couple other injuries here and there. Quentin Nelson is looking like he's going to be injured for a little bit going into the season. It's kind of hard projecting kickers as far as are they in an offense that's good enough to get down the field but not good enough to score. It's this weird balance. I think Blankenship is a good kicker. I know some people are kind of scared away by the idea that he is in a competition right now for the starting job in training camp. I do think he will eventually prevail and win that out, and I am definitely riding with Rodrigo to start the season. Then with the 5th pick, I took Harrison Bryant. I was going to take Tim Tebow as kind of a funny. Tim Tebow was taken right ahead of me, right before me in the draft. Ended up working out okay. Tim Tebow just got cut a couple days ago. Harrison Bryant is a young tight end for the Cleveland Browns who I think a lot of people are sleeping on. I think he definitely showed last season that he can be a red zone threat. He can have some of these high ceiling big performances, and I'm hoping this offseason the Cleveland Browns have figured out some other ways to work Harrison Bryant into the passing game, into the play action game, because we definitely saw some good things. I'm just hoping he progresses on that. Guys, appreciate y'all riding through this one with me. This honestly was just a kind of a warm-up video, kind of get back into the flow of recording and posting stuff on YouTube. I'm definitely back. We're talking fantasy football. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, liking the video. Appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time.